So here's something about the Alex Murdaugh case that absolutely nobody is discussing. This is coming from somebody that has shot hundreds of thousands of rounds and has a lot of training and experience with the way that people behave when shooting under stress. Supposedly 2 different weapons were used, a shotgun and a .300 Blackout AR style rifle. The shotgun was loaded with 2 different kinds of shell, I believe number 2 shot and buckshot. The first shooter was probably carrying the shotgun because that was the one who had come with intention to kill, and the second gunman was probably just there as backup and a lookout of sorts. And the guy with the shotgun walks into the feed room and shoots Paul Murdaugh. And anybody that's practiced dynamic shooting will tell you that they have slipped at least once. They may not have fallen on their ass, but they have felt their footing get a little bit loose. So he shoots Paul Murdaugh and steps backwards in between moving backwards and the recoil of the shotgun, slips and falls on his ass, and all of a sudden, Paul's not down. He's stepping out, and that explains that second shot that everybody's been talking about, which is at a 45-degree upward angle over Paul's shoulder and into his head, ultimately ending his life. Is that, nerves and stress and everything, gunman loses his footing and slips and falls, and then he has to make that follow-up shot quickly to end Paul Murdaugh's life. They weren't necessarily expecting Maggie, so the second gunman has to open up on her with the .300 Black. That's why the shot pattern kind of indicates, that she was trying to get away. And one of them then has to walk over and end her life with the rifle so as to not leave witnesses. And there were a lot of people in this county that were sick of the amount of power and influence that this family held. And there were a lot of factors that, made them deserving of this, although that may be a controversial opinion. And I believe that Paul was killed as retaliation for the 2019 boating accident that resulted in the death of Mallory Beach. And I believe that the whole thing was at least somewhat sanctioned by the powers that be, and thusly that, it was decided that Alec was guilty before the crime ever occurred and before the trial began, because of all of the other shit that he had done.